short video is going to walk you through how to use the Macomb Library databases to locate articles, to read through them, and to cite them. So if we click on the library link, it's going to take us to eResources, which is on the left. And then you've got academic all subjects. You've got several specific subjects like education, current events. Any of these would be a great place to start, but academic all subjects is pretty comprehensive. It's going to cover all the subjects. However, if you do know that you're searching for something in education or current events, you could try those as well. Now, when you're into that Find eResources and you go to the academic all subjects, you can see we've got quite a few. I would say the most comprehensive that are going to link you to quite a few journal, magazine, and newspaper articles would be Academic Search Complete and ProQuest Central. So let's try Academic Search Complete, and if I just did literacy rates, and I put them in quotation marks because I want literacy rates together, and then I put plus because I also want it to search for Michigan students. And again, I want Michigan students to be clumped together, meaning it's going to search these articles for things that have these combinations of words, literacy rates and Michigan students. All right, and if I click on search, you'll see that I've got quite a few different, we want to reduce summer slide. We are looking at, things like information literacy come up. So we're not, obviously, you can see where Western Michigan is being named here. But something like equity and literacy in Michigan would be a great text to look at. So if I click on that, I can see that I've got the PDF, the full text of the article, and I can also cite the article. So if I click on cite, and I scroll down to MLA format, I'm going to have the works cited, this actual, citation almost correct. So Lester and Kathy should only have a capital first letter. So, Esther and Athy should be in lowercase. And then the only other thing that needs to be corrected here is that if you have a DOI, which is a digital object identifier, you would keep the HTTPS : but because we don't have that, because this is just a link to the site that the article is located on, you would delete that first part. So just a couple of corrections. And what I usually do is if I'm not sure if this is correct, I look at something like OWL Purdue and I just look up an electronic database source and I say, oh, it looks pretty good, but there's a couple things I would have to change. And I just make those changes really quickly and I'm all set. So you've got your citation, you just can copy that and paste it right into your annotated bibliography, later into your works cited page. But then I've got the full text of the article too. Oops, I didn't mean to go back that far. All right, if I click on the full text of the article, I get a background about literacy in Michigan. This is going to be valuable to me. I've got, how this correlates with a drop in school librarians in Michigan. I'm looking at the read by grade 3 law, which is new legislature that says that if students don't hit a particular cut score on the M step by the time they're leaving 3rd grade, they have to be retained. So there's quite a bit here that's going to be useful to me. The Detroit literacy lawsuit, where students from Detroit prove that literacy is a civil right. So we've got some good stuff here. So I'm going to use these subheadings to help guide me as I read, and I'm going to think about how this new information might shape my thesis. Now, I worked on my thesis a little bit last week, as you did, or, hypothetically, and I might need to tweak it a little now that I'm starting to actually read. Another place that I can search is ProQuest Central. That's another really comprehensive one. And I put in the same search, literacy rates, Michigan students. And what I can see is things about the read by grade 3 law. I can see things about students of color. I can see, information about, again, that an article that is more about one of our colleges in Michigan, the Michigan students, like our K-12 students. But at any rate, I've got a lot of these. So once again, if I click on cite, I can, after it scrolls a little bit here, I can look for a particular citation, format. And so I'm going to go with MLA 8th edition. It's really 9th edition now, but let's look at how close it is. Yeah, it's very close. And again, you could do a comparison, but there weren't a lot of changes between the 8th and the 9th edition of MLA format, especially with electronic sources. So the big thing I'm going to have to do is get rid of this HTTPS://. So I'm going to just delete that when I copy it over. I've got everything else correct. I've got the author's name set up correctly, last name first. I've got the title and sentence case with quotation marks around it. I've got this Livingston County Daily Press and Argus, which is the name of the publication. I've got the date. The only thing about the date, it would actually be 4, or 04, APR period, no comma here, 2022. The rest of that's correct. So just sometimes a little bit of correcting, but overall they're pretty good. And I will be giving you feedback. So now, once again, if we go into the article itself, you're just going to want to navigate that full text article using your subheadings to kind of guide you. This is a pretty short article, so you might find it to be useful. Some really good statistical information. It shows that 6% of all ninth graders were held back this year, etc. Those may be valuable to your argument, but this should help you find the e-resources, navigate reading them, and cite them. And if you've got questions, as always, let me know.